Which among the following will be named as dibromido-bis ethylene diamine chromium 3 bromide? Now the name suggests that there are two atoms of bromine, two molecules of ethylene diamine, chromium in oxidation state 3, and then bromine is again outside the complex. Now let's check out for the options. Option A. In option A, there are 3 molecules of ethylene diamine. So it is ruled out. Option B. How many molecules of ethylene diamine are there? There are 2 molecules of ethylene diamine and 2 atoms of bromine also. Right? So the name of the complex which is given in option B will be, see, this is dibromido, 2 molecules of ethylene diamine, so bis ethylene diamine, chromium, this is in oxidation state 3, and bromide. So what will be the right answer of this question? Option B. Right? So it's a very simple question. Now the right answer will be option B. Which method of purification is represented by the following equation? See here, titanium solid is heated with iodine at high temperature when it is giving a compound, that is TiI4, titanium tetraiodide, and it is decomposed and giving titanium solid and iodine again. Now students, the metals like titanium, zirconium, hafnium, they are purified by von Arkel method. Now this von Arkel method was developed by Anton Eduard von Arkel and Jan Hendrik de Boer. Right? It is based on the principle that the halides of these metals are volatile in nature. Right? So these metals are heated in an evacuated vessel with halogen at high temperatures when they form their respective iodides. Right? Now say this is titanium tetraiodide is given here. Titanium tetraiodide at atmospheric pressure melts at 150 degrees centigrades, right, and boils at 377 degrees centigrades. Now these gaseous metal tetraiodide or these gaseous metal iodides formed are heated on the tungsten filament, or right, and the metal gets deposited over the tungsten filament. So this method is used for the purification of titanium, zirconium and hafnium. So what is the correct option over here? It's von Arkel method, right? So the right answer is von Arkel method. Lithium forms body-centered cubic structure. The length of the side of its unit cell is 351 picometer. Atomic radius of the lithium will be. Now what is the relationship between the edge length and the radius of particle in case of BCC structure? Let's see it. See, this is a body-centered unit cell. That is one atom at the center and the atoms at the corners. Right? This is the body-centered cubic lattice. Now in this case, say for a BCC lattice structure, what is the relationship? Square root of 3a is equal to 4r. Now what is a over here? A is the edge length of the unit cell. That is this length of the unit cell. Right? And r is the radius of the particle. Now what is the edge length given? The edge length given is 351 picometer. So what can be done is just put the values in the formula and you'll get the answer. See, what is it? Your radius of lithium will be equal to square root of 3 by 4 into the edge length. Edge length is 351 picometer. Now you can easily do the calculations and you will be getting 152 picometer. Right? So what will be the answer of this question? 152 picometer. The molecule having smallest bond angle is. Now let's see what all molecules are given. It's nitrogen trichloride, arsenic trichloride, antimony trichloride and phosphorus trichloride. Now these elements are of which group? They are of group 15. Right? Now the hybridization is what? The hybridization is sp3. That is, these molecules are sp3 hybridized. Now, so if I take these elements, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Now these elements, what can be found here is that the electronegativity decreases down the group. Right? So which among the following is most electronegative? Nitrogen. And also the size increases. So the electronegativity decreases. And what happens? And conversely, on moving down the group, the size increases. Right? Now these, say if I draw the structure of phosphorus trichloride, how many valence electrons are present in phosphorus? They are 5. Right? So 1 is the lone pair of electron which is not participating in bond formation, and 3 sigma bonds are formed with chlorine. Right? Now nitrogen being most electronegative among the elements. So what will happen? The lone pair of electron will be closer to nitrogen, right, or will be present close to nitrogen, and due to which there will be repulsion. Now you must be knowing that the lone pair bond pair repulsion is more than what? Bond pair repulsion. Now which increases the bond angle. Now as we move down the group, what happens? The electronegativity decreases. The lone pair electrons are not very close to the central atom. Right? So the bond angle should also decrease. The repulsion between this lone pair and bond pair will be less. Because of the large size, right, the electrons are not concentrated at the central atom. Right? So what happens? The bond angle decreases. Now among these, which is the least electronegative? The antimony trichloride. So which will have the least bond angle? Antimony trichloride. So remember students, as we move down the group, the electronegativity decreases, the size increases, as a result of which the repulsion between the electrons, that is the lone pair electrons and the bonded electrons, decreases, and as a result of which the bond angle also decreases. Right? Which of the following compounds can be detected by Molish test? Now, Molish test is used for detecting sugars. Now, what is Molish reagent? Do you know what is Molish reagent? Molish reagent is alpha naphthol in 95% ethanol. Right? And in this test, the second compound which is used is, or the second chemical which is used is concentrated sulfuric acid. Right? Now the concentrated sulfuric acid dehydrates the sugar, whatever sugar is given to you. Now that dehydrated sugar reacts with Molish reagent. That giving a violet colored ring. Right? So in short, I'll tell you how this test is done. What is done here is, see, 1 or 2 drops of Molish reagent is added to the sample solution. Right? Then concentrated solution, sulfuric acid solution, is added carefully along the sides of the test tube. Now there is a formation of violet ring at the junction of 2 liquids, and this confirms the presence of sugars. So Molish test is the test for sugars. So what will be the right answer here? B, sugars.